So now it's time to give the floor to the OECD Cooperative Research Program on Sustainable Agricultural and Food Systems, and to Lieve Herman. So you're connected, Lieve.
Good morning, everybody. It's a real pleasure for me to be with you online in this hybrid meeting, and I first want to congratulate the organizers. Really, I know from the beginning it was a hard work to get this ready, especially as a hybrid conference, so my congratulations, and I'm very happy that you can be there in Montpellier and that we can share with you from with this hybrid technology this meeting. So I want to introduce to you the Cooperative Research Program, the CRP from the OECD, who is sponsoring this event. Me, myself, I'm not working for the OECD, but I'm working for the Institute of Agriculture, Fisheries and Food Research of the Flemish Community of Belgium. But I am a member of the CRP, a scientific advisory body, especially for Team 3, but I will explain later. So this cooperative research program was founded in 1978, and it's collecting countries which have to contribute annually with an extra financial budget to participate, and like France is a participating country in this CRP program. So the aim of this program is to perform scientific research, so scientific knowledge, to give a scientific knowledge base to agricultural policy making. You see here the list of the CRP member countries. This is important when you want to solicitate yourself for some OECD funding. You see here a lot of countries from Europe, but also Australia, Japan, United States, Canada, and so on. Important is that this CRP program has some connections with the other OECD bodies, and this link is important because the research program has to inform the policy community about science issues in agriculture, food, fisheries, and forests. And for that, the body, the Trade and Agriculture Directorate body, the TAD of the OECD, is for us very important with its Committee for Agriculture and its Committee for Fisheries. Other bodies of the OECD involved are the Working Group on the Harmonization of Regulatory Oversight in Biotechnology. Also, other biotechnology groups are connected to this CRP program, but also the safety of novel food and feeds, the group on pesticide, and also biodiversity, water and ecosystems. Now, what is the Cooperative Research Program doing? In fact, we have two main activities. So we are sponsoring, on one hand, we are sponsoring fellowship awards, and on the other hand, events like this in Montpellier. For the fellowship awards, these are supporting individual researchers, so you can apply for a supporting fellowship and then you can continue your own research project, but that's in collaboration with another CRP member country. Important is that you have to have 4 years of postdoc experience, and that you consider a stay in the other lab or the other research entity of another CRP member country for 6 to 26 weeks, and that this collaboration will foster long-term contacts between your institute and the one of your host. For the international events like this one, that can be a conference, a workshop, a symposium, so different formulas are possible. Also hybrid or virtual conferences are now possible. Important is that if are falling in one OECD's priorities, like this one in Montpellier, and that it has also a component in relation to policy, but also industry, academia, and also some leading to new research or scientific insights. And of course, it has to be held in a CRP participating country like France. What are now these research teams? The first, team 1 is managing natural capital. Team 2, strengthening resilience in the face of multiple risks in a connected world. And team 3, in which this conference is framing the transformational technologies and innovations. And for the full description of the teams, you will find them on the CRP website. Here you see the list of the events sponsored in 2020, and you see that most of them are postponed to 2022. Therefore, I show you the slide because most of them will be continued in 2022. There was only one which was held as a series of virtual workshops. For the 2021 sponsored event, you see here our conference here in Montpellier. You see there were already 2 also planned for October, also as a hybrid, just like this one. There is still one planned in December, and the others are also postponed to 2022. So 2022 will be a busy year with conferences sponsored by the CRP program. For the selection process, we have the advisory body with 6 scientists, from which I am one of them. And there are 2 scientists dedicated to each of the research teams that I mentioned before. We examine all the applications, and we advise the governing body, which is giving this final approval of the sponsorships. And the governing body is constituted with 1 representatives of each CRP member country. So just what we have done, just to give you an idea about the success rate of the events, and that's, like you see over the years, about 50%, which is, I think, quite good. So you have, if you do your application well, it's not that difficult to get it through. And the same for the fellowships. Also here, you have a success rate of about 50%. Some practical information about the funding amounts. It's about 30,000 euros per event, and for the fellowships between 5,000 5,000 and 18,000 euros. Just to give your attention that the next application date is 10 September of 2022. And I also want to advise all of you, if you do an application for a fellowship or an event in each of the teams, please contact the members of the advisory board before. You're really welcome. We can give advice and we can help you so that you have more opportunity to get it through the selection system. And for that, I want to thank you, but give you also my contact details if you want to advise for your future application. And I want to thank Veronique. I see you are ready, and I want to thank you for all the nice emails we had, and I wish you success with the conference and all of you a really nice conference in Montpellier.